I know I cover a lot of Tesla news, but people are still surprised to learn that I don't own a Tesla. And you guys, it's because they're pretty expensive cars. Of course, they're also amazing electric vehicles and quite sexy, may I add. But I wanted to know, if I bought a Tesla and rented it out on Turo, would the car pay for itself? Let me refine that. If I bought a Tesla and rented it out part-time, because obviously I'd want to enjoy it for myself, how much could I make? Obviously, a lot of this depends on your area, but you'll notice if you look on Turo, which is a way that you can privately rent out your cars, Teslas tend to be rented out for a higher price. So imagining you had the ideal setup, like space for the car at home, maybe an extra personal car in proximity to an airport, what else do you need to know before starting your own Turo business? Well, let's ask Bob.
Ready?
Bob lives near Orlando. We call him Tesla Bob because he has a growing fleet of the sexy Tesla vehicles. He started with 3 of his own personal Teslas, and in just a year, he's acquired 9 total, with more on the way. But there's a bigger picture or goal behind getting all of these cars.
We're trying to build a fleet of Teslas for the Tesla robotaxi business.
So the current cost of Model 3 robotaxi is less than $38,000. We expect that number to improve over time. And we're designing the cars. The cars currently being built are all designed for 1 million miles of operation. When you use the car, we'll show you our ride-sharing app. So you'll be able to summon the car from the parking lot, get in, and go for a drive.
Gonna be kind of like an automated Uber service that, people can order a ride on an app, and then the car will show up, pick them up, and also can be kind of like the Turo business where they might be on vacation and want the car for the whole week. So it can be short term for a ride or a long week or even a month.
He says in the past year, they've had 65 rentals.
It's pretty constant. Maybe once in a while we get a little bit of a break for a week, and then it picks right back up.
So I wanted to know, what is the hardest part of running a Turo business?
I guess just cleaning the cars. It's really not that difficult. You got to be available to take care of the cars and meet the people and give them a little instruction.
Especially with an EV. Like, how has that experience been? You said that most people are first-time drivers?
Yep. So we have to educate probably 90% of the drivers is the first time. They're looking for the experience of driving a Tesla. They want to know if they want to buy a Tesla. So after they rent the Tesla for a week, I would say the majority of them place the order.
I was going to say, a lot of conversions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bob says the process is streamlined. Customers can leave the key in the car and he can lock the car remotely. And he's inspired several people to not only buy a Tesla, but some even to take up starting their own Turo business.
There's other people that have rented from us, and then they have told me that they're going to order a Tesla and do the same thing. Yeah, definitely influencing other people to do it.
Bob says, yeah, there are a few other people in his area that rent out their Teslas on Turo, but
we are the biggest fleet, and I think we have the highest rating, so
wow,
it's been good.
So if someone comes to the Orlando area, hit you up at RoboRide Florida?
Yep, or a cruise ship in Cape Canaveral, we're here.
So how many miles are these customers tacking onto Bob's Teslas?
I've had people rent them for 3 weeks and go to like Maryland, so they go like 3,000 miles on a rental, and I've had them drive all over Florida, put a couple thousand miles on it in a week.
So has anyone actually, the car died on them and you had to walk them through it?
I've never had one completely die. I've had one go all the way down to 0, and it was questionable, but it managed to get charged without dying on the road.
And what about any damage?
Oh my! No exterior damage. One family was lathered up in sunblock, and we had a lot of sunblock all over the cars, which took a few hours to get cleaned up. I was thinking about renting the Plaid at a a much higher rate. But I talked to another Turo renter down in Miami. They have 5 plaids, and they said they won't rent them out anymore because people push them and really, they're hard on the cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh my god, that was nuts.
So they advised me, don't rent out the plaid.
Many of Bob's cars are actually wrapped by his daughter. I asked him why he chooses to change the colors of his fleet.
We've got almost the whole fleet wrapped now. We got 2 more wrapped this week. The 2 reasons is it will protect the paint from small dings and debris hitting the car, and also you can have some very unique colors that people really like. My daughter has a new business, Miami Vice Customs.
Is she self-taught?
She worked for a couple different wrapping companies, and she's wrapped cars on her own, and now she's in business. She's got her new LLC, and she's doing really well.
What is your normal rate? Can we ask?
Right now, it's about 115 to 130. It will probably go up during holiday season, which is coming right up.
Even for the S?
Yeah, the S will be more, but
Yeah.
for the Ys and the 3s, that's the rate. The Ys rent out for a little more than the 3s. I've been finding it's making about twice the payment.
Okay.
So that's why we've been able to add, I think we're going to be adding a total of 7 cars this year.
So if I want a Tesla, I should just put it on Turo.
Get 2, one for you and one for Turo.
I've always thought that Turo sounded interesting, but it just seemed like, there were too many risks associated with letting a stranger, what if there's an accident? Like,
yeah, I was
I'm sure you
nervous
had
about
those.
that at the beginning, and then as time goes on, you see that, I've had really respectable renters, and they usually bring it back very clean, wash the car, charge the car most of the time.
Do people call you a lot with problems that they're experiencing?
Usually it's just maybe in the first hour, just
Yes.
getting familiar with the car, and I've had people call me from a supercharger getting tips on how to charge.
Has having other people use your FSD beta hurt your safety score, or is it
Yes. I had 2 FSD safety scores. If you're allowed to get 5 disengagements, and after that it will shut off your FSD until a major update, and then it will reinstate it.
Do you dock them for that?
No.
No. A lot of people from California rent your cars.
Yeah, so when people fly in from California to come to Orlando on vacation, they will find us and rent a Tesla because they own a Tesla in California and they don't want to go back to a gas car.
And who is the ideal person to start a Turo business? We were just talking about, got to make sure you have room maybe for the extra vehicles, maybe near an airport.
Yeah, and you can rent out, if you can be free enough to rent out your personal vehicle, then you can, you don't have to have a dedicated Turo car.
Yeah.
But, if you keep a lot of stuff in your car, that might be kind of a hassle.
Right. What is this one? What is her name? His
Okay,
name?
so this is my daughter's car. And this car is a Performance Model 3. And
Nice.
of course, she wrapped it.
What is this color called? Mint?
I call it mint.
Yeah. It looks like a Tiffany jewelry box. How about that?
Yeah, sure. I don't think I've seen one of those, but sounds right.
And what is this?
So yeah.
What is this nonsense?
Well, when she wrapped it, she had to take off the Tesla emblems, and then she had that little sticker. So as a joke, she just threw it on there.
Oh my God.
And people are very confused. They're like,
Yeah.
what kind of car is this? Back in 2013, I was looking at buying a Roadster used from Tesla, and I called them up, and they said you should check out the Model S. So they scheduled me for a 30-minute test drive in Boston, and I went down, and after driving the car, I scrambled to find out how to open up a stock trading account and invested a bunch of money. And the person that helped me set that up said, "Are you crazy? What are you doing?" And then 2 weeks later, he also invested.
Oh my gosh. So you invested first and then you got a Tesla also not too long after that.
Yep. And then, so I ordered the Tesla the same day I opened up my trading account, and I had to wait 6 weeks to take delivery. And I think the thing that back then, when they told me that the car will come with a lifetime free supercharging, that clinched the deal.
How would you describe like Tesla's evolution? I mean, we did a little FSD beta driving today, and it's obviously still not perfect, but it must be like so far along from what you've seen.
It's exciting. It's between 2 weeks and a month. There's a new update, and it's always exciting to see what how much better it gets. And occasionally there's some backlash where something might not work as well as it did. The improvement rate is definitely seems like it's improving faster each update.
Tesla Bob also has several Cybertrucks on order, and he isn't alone. There are now an estimated 1.5 million Cybertruck reservations, which means that if he is one of the first to get a Cybertruck, you can almost guarantee it'll be rented out 24/7. So visit his website at roboride.us.
I've got a lot of Cybertrucks reserved, so that's going to be a really good one. That's a 6-seater, and then it has a 6.5-foot bed with a vault. So, running to the airport, luggage goes in the back, full room for 6 people, and I think it'll be the perfect rental. That will be the highest demand vehicle that we have. Yeah, super exciting.
We'll be back once you get one so that we can do a follow-up.
Yep, and if you don't come to me, I will come to you.
All right, love it. What you may not know is a few days before this interview, Bob joined me and a group of Ellie and space fans to watch SLS finally launch. So I wanted to thank Bob for his time and for letting me experience what it would be like to own a Tesla. Hey, Bob. Cooperation, I present to you
Thank you.
SLS Artemis. We watched the launch together.
So awesome.
So thank you for, letting us enjoy Tesla, and yeah. Now, of course, since I've gotten home from this trip and driving around a Model S for a week, I definitely want a Tesla, and I would love to have a Turo business someday. Unfortunately, for me right now, I don't have the space to make that work, but it is something that I'm very interested in doing in the future. So hopefully you learned something from this video. Again, I will link Bob's website in the description if you want to reach out to him. And thank you so much for all of the love and support on the Ellie and Space channel. You guys are the ones who keep this channel alive with your subscribing to the channel. By the way, that's absolutely free. Also, if you join my Patreon, that's not free, but that is really what truly helps me because this is my full-time job now. So I'm going to be doubling down on content, and I really appreciate the people who have doubled down on their support. As we know, it's a hard time for everyone right now, but I really, really want to thank each and every one of you that is helping to keep Ellie in Space alive and, maybe someday going to space. We just never know, and a new year is on the way, so really exciting stuff. But thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.